Whoa! Damn, he did though. Okay, I might be too. So what's up everybody, welcome back to a brand new Modern Warfare Warzone video. Now before I get into it, I'd just like to quickly thank you all for the recent support shown on the second ever Warzone video I've put out, showing you guys a very quick but straight to the point tutorial on how to get the advanced UAV in both Warzone modes, being the classic, Warzone Battle Royale as well as Plunder. And yeah, if you want to go check that out, it'll be linked at the end of the video. And with that being said, let's get into the class setups. I'd also like to mention that none of these classes are going to be ranked in any order. I'm just going to go from the top of my loadouts to the bottom and pick the class setups out as we go. So the first class we're going to be rocking is the MP7 Overkill and MP5, which is obviously a close to medium range class. So first of all, we're going to be going over the attachments and then I'll talk about why they work. We're going to be using monolithic suppressor, the FSS strike barrel, commando foregrip, 50 round mags and stippled grip tape for the rear grip. Now a little bit about the two first attachments. Well, we've got monolithic giving us sound suppression and damage range, but the FSS strike gives us extra damage range and also bullet velocity. Now bullet velocity is basically how fast your bullet travels from your gun to the person you're shooting, and if you're doubling down on damage range with monolithic plus it being on FSS strike as well as bullet velocity in a close to medium range fight, that is a very big benefit. And then we're also going to be rocking commando foregrip for the underbarrel. Now this does not decrease your ADS speed at all, very good. That's why I'm not using PERK foregrip. It gives you recoil stabilization and aiming stability just for minusing a bit of movement speed, and that's not really a big deal. As well as 50 round mags. It's 50 round mags, I don't really have anything to add to that, and stippled grip tape to just give us a bit of faster ADS speed as well as sprint to fire. Moving on to the MP5, we're going to be using the monolithic integral suppressor, giving us sound suppression and bullet velocity. I talked about bullet velocity before, so I won't run over it again. We're going to be rocking PERK foregrip, the 10mm auto 30 round mags. Now I would use the 45 rounds in multiplayer, but any extra damage you can get in this game mode is a benefit, so that's why I'm using the 30 round mags, as well as stippled grip tape and sleight of hand. PERK foregrip giving us better recoil control and hipfire accuracy as well. Stippled grip tape for a bit of faster ADS, as well as sleight of hand because we've only got 30 rounds in this, so being able to reload faster in any situation is more beneficial. But of course when you've got lower rounds in your mag, reloading is more important and getting a reload faster is more important. Moving on to the perks, lethals and tacticals, we're going to be rocking double time to double the duration of tactical sprint, increasing crouch movement speed by 30%. If you're in a close range situation, getting the movement speed down and everything like that is going to be really helpful, especially when we're using the 50 round mags on the MP7, so double time kind of compensates for that and just helps a lot. We're obviously rocking overkill so that you can use two primary weapons, and then amped so you're able to switch weapons faster. If you happen to run out of ammo in one of your guns or you need to reload, you can switch to the other. Switching to the next weapon can help you win a gunfight or whatever it may be. So last but not least, we're going to be taking a look at my lethals and tacticals. The first thing I'm going to be rocking is a proximity mine. These are really good to use, especially for baiting people out. If you're in a house picking kills off and the team is after you, place one in a really cheeky spot, maybe beside the staircase or beside the door, and as soon as that goes off and hits them, you're going to be able to take them off quite easily with whatever guns it is that you have. Specifically, we're rocking an MP7 Overkill MP5 class, and either of those guns will take these guys out pretty quickly, especially with how much damage these do, and they're just really good to use. Now for my tactical, I'm going to be rocking a heartbeat sensor. I could almost do a full-blown video around this one piece of equipment just due to how helpful it is. I wouldn't say it's overpowered, because especially if you're playing as a solo player no fill, these are just more so very helpful than overpowered. But if you're in a team, these can be pretty OP, especially if multiple people have them. You can kind of split up in a building and each take your own route if there's a team in there, and take them all out at once. It's very helpful to use, and I couldn't recommend anything else besides this. Moving on to the second class setup, we're going to be using an M13 Overkill and SMG. So for the first attachment, we're going to be rocking the Temper Cyclone, giving us sound suppression and bullet velocity. Next, we're going to be using Ranger foregrip, which I use on all of my assault rifles. Very good to use. As it says in the name, it's a Ranger foregrip, giving you range more than any other grip. Standard foregrip improves vertical recoil and stabilizes weapon while aiming for improved long range combat, giving you recoil control and aiming stability. So it's just better for longer range fights, as it says in its name. Like I said, 60 round mags so you can take more people out at once, and just giving you generally the more ability to not reload as much. We're also going to be using the integral hybrid for our optic. Now this is like a 2-in-1. Basically you get a standard red dot sight for close to medium range combat, as well as an increased zoom level ACOG sight for more long range fights, which I find to be very helpful. Then to top it off, we're going to be rocking the the M13 skeleton stock to increase the ADS speed a little bit, as well as give you aim walking movement speed. Moving on to the Overkill MP5 class, we're going to be rocking monolithic integral suppressor, giving us sound suppression and bullet velocity, as well as the commando foregrip for the underbarrel. That's aiming stability as well as recoil stabilization. Very good because it does not decrease the ADS speed at all, and that's really good for an SMG. We're going to be rocking the 10mm auto third round mags. As I mentioned before, any extra damage and range you can get in this mode is very good and quite beneficial, as well as sleight of hand in the FSS close quarters stock for a bit of extra added ADS speed, and obviously sleight of hand so we can get our reloads off quicker. Now for the perks, lethals and tacticals, I did not change anything except for cold-blooded instead of double time, because this allows you to be undetected by AI targeting systems as well as thermal optics. Now that is a big benefit considering how many snipers are in this mode, whether they're on a rooftop, in a window, on a mountain, behind a rock, whatever it may be, they will not pick you up with their thermal optics, especially if they're just like someone has an LMG or an AR. Any thermal optics in this game will not pick you up, as well as it does not trigger the high alert warning, which is a big benefit as well. And like I said, none of the other perks, lethals or tacticals changed compared to any of the other classes. Now moving on to the third and last class, we're going to be rocking the M4A1. What would a class setup video be without this gun in it? We're going to be using monolithic suppressor for the added damage range and sound suppression, using the Ranger foregrip. As I said, I use these on all of my assault rifles, very good to use. Next we're going to be rocking the 60 round mags, integral hybrid, I went over it before so I won't go into it again, and then the no stock attachment for an extra added ADS and movement speed. Now the only reason I'm using no stock is because if we take it off, it has a pretty slow ADS without it, and you know, nothing else really does it justice, so I'm going to be using the no stock attachment. And then for the MP5 we're going to be rocking the exact same class setup as I just went over before, as well as all the perks, lethals and tacticals. As I mentioned, they're the same. So that's it for today's upload. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you feel like it deserves a like, please drop one, I'd really appreciate it. And if you want to go the extra bit further to support me, a sub with notifications on would be very much appreciated. I've got lots of Warzone videos coming to the channel almost every single day. Make sure you let me know in the comment section what you want to see next. I'll catch you guys next one. Have a great day everybody, good luck on the battlefield, and I'm out.